Congressional leaders today are continuing their discussions and arm twisting with key members who could provide the votes to pass health care reform. It is not clear whether the future of the measure, it's now clear the future of the measure could be determined by just a handful of undecided lawmakers, and their verdict is expected in the next few weeks. For his part, President Obama is turning up the heat on wavering Democrats, inviting a mix of some of the most liberal and conservative House Democrats to the White House yesterday. Joining us now with more on the stakes of the president in the health care fight is MSNBC's own Ed Schultz, host of The Ed Show, a good friend of all of ours. And Ed, the president seemed to put it on the line yesterday, saying the entire Democratic agenda would be at jeopardy if the Democrats are not able to get this passed. Raising the stakes, does that help the president?
Well, it does help the president, David, and there's no question about it that the president yesterday told the House Democrats, take this deal. We can't have any more fighting over this. It's going to help millions of Americans. And he also told them that he believes that he can sell this on the road and convince the American people that this is the right thing to do. Reconciliation is probably going to be the only way this is going to happen. But the one thing he doesn't want is any pushback from progressive Democrats who don't think that there's enough in the bill, and he doesn't want to lose them. And so this was really a base chaser yesterday, and the president deserves a lot of credit. He is spending a lot of political capital and time on this to close the deal on health care reform.
And Ed, as far as never mind just going after sort of the base, but also those centrist Democrats who are particularly upset about the abortion language, there's every indication that their read of the Senate bill is a bit off, that it's not quite as supportive of abortion as some of these anti-abortion Democrats want to suggest. But is the White House having any success in explaining this to these holdouts?
Not really. And this is still a real tough issue for some House Democrats. The Stupak crowd, I am told, may be growing. So they're going to have to spend more time satisfying those folks that this is the right way to go. Basically, they're trying to tell them, look, there's more good in this than there is bad. And anything that you don't like, we can come back later on at a later date and show people that we can fix this, that we can enhance it. It's just a work in progress. But if they stumble and don't get this done, this is going to jeopardize a lot of Democrats, because a lot of people across the country are going to think they can't govern, they can't lead. This is a crucial issue for, I think, the party, I think for the American people. And if they can go out on the road and say, look, we've got more than 30 million new people covered in this. We're going to have some competition through the insurance industry. It is a theory that it's going to turn out that way. The pre-existing condition is going to be wiped away. The White House feels that Democrats will be able to sell that in their home districts. It's a moral issue, and they believe that that will outweigh any other obstacles that are in the bill. And they're also going to make a pledge that they're going to come back and they're going to fix anything that people don't like. It's a work in progress. So the president yesterday basically told them, I can sell this, you can sell this, it's important, it's a moral issue, we got to get it done.
And there has been a fascinating discussion in the papers here in Washington, also in New York, as you know, over Rahm Emanuel, the White House Chief of Staff. There were two big articles suggesting that President Obama, according to sources, would be doing better if he had just followed Rahm Emanuel's advice. Now, I'm not sure who those sources were, obviously very friendly with Rahm Emanuel, but then there were the columns that came out that said, no, Rahm Emanuel is caring more about his own reputation and that Rahm Emanuel has hurt the president. Either way, Robert Gibbs was asked about whether Rahm Emanuel still has the president's support. Watch.
The president greatly values the skills that Rahm brings to the job of White House Chief of Staff. I don't think there's anybody better suited in this job right now as we're trying to get health care reform through Congress. And I don't think anybody that works in this building would say that there's anybody that works harder at getting, at implementing the president's decisions than does the Chief of Staff.
Now, clearly, Rahm Emanuel's not going anywhere based on those remarks. But, Ed, is the White House served at all by having this discussion about Rahm Emanuel now, and largely because of Rahm Emanuel's supporters putting it out there in the papers?
Well, no matter what is out there, David, there are a lot of House progressives that don't respect Rahm Emanuel as the big power broker that some people think he is. If he was, we'd have a deal by now. There's a lot that feel burned on cap and trade. He went over, had him spend political capital, got that vote, only to find out that there wasn't enough enough help over on the Senate side. They don't want to go down that road again. So it may be somewhat unpopular for me to say this. Rahm Emanuel's not going anywhere, but the fact is he is not the big power broker and the heavy-handed card player that a lot of people think he is on Capitol Hill. In fact, behind closed doors, a lot of progressive Democrats think the guy's a joke.
And then finally, I got to ask you, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, it looks like the White House is now about to reverse the Justice Department position, and instead of trying KSM in civilian court and showing the world what the U.S. justice system is all about, like it was during the Bush administration when they tried more than 100 terrorists and convicted them in civilian court, the Obama administration is apparently now leaning towards trying KSM in a military tribunal. What do you make of this? What's going on?
I think this is not good, and I think it makes the White House look weak. It makes the president look weak. He is kowtowing to political pressure on this. The whole mission of the Obama administration was to show the world that we have the best criminal justice system and we have the best judicial system and process and due process of anybody on the face of the earth. It was about grabbing the moral high ground. And now shifting, because there are some conservatives out there that are just whining, saying it's not going to be real justice if you go in the civilian court. I think this damages the president's image, and it also shows that he can be pushed. And the thing that I don't get about it is you can compare it to health care. You know, there's a lot of issues that the progressives in this country that are pushing the president and the White House on health care, and he won't move, such as the public option or single payer. But the conservatives are pushing him on this trial, and now they're rethinking the whole strategy on this. It's not just New York. It's bigger than New York. It's bigger than a security issue here in New York. I think it's a wrong move.
Ed Schultz, host of The Ed Show. Ed, great having you on as always. Thanks for joining us today.
Good to be with you, David. You bet.
And again, you can all watch The Ed Show tonight and every week.